Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 34 of Season 4 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to none other than the UAW Cincinnati-Louisville 400 at Kentucky Speedway. This is going to be an exciting 41-lap race for you here today, here at Kentucky, as we are getting closer and closer to the end of Season 4. And after this race, we have only one race left until the championship round of the chase at FTF. Give me 1 second. I had a sneeze. But nonetheless, let's take a look and see how the top 8 in the point standings look coming into today's race. Zachary Fitzwater's already advanced himself into the championship race at FTF, so he is a safe driver at the moment. But the rest of the top 8, two of those guys would have to maybe win a race in order to make it in, or it's going to be all based on how they rank in points. So 2nd through 8th include, in the following order, Chris Thomas, Jesse King, Jekko Knight, Jesse Setti, Trent Dunham, Chase Oliver, and Chris Singer. Those guys are separated by 31 points, so still anything can happen here in this race as well as the next race we head to, which is Homestead, and that's going to be where we're going to see some crazy action. But without further ado, as you see the starting lineup on the top of your screen, let's get this race started, shall we? As we take a look at the lineup, PJ Williams is on the pole with Eric and Rage in second, and then the rest of the top 5 is Justin Nichols, Preston Plord, Marco Rose. And then you got Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Thomas, Kyle Matthews, Jesse King, Henrietta Fitzwater in the top 10. Pace car enters into the pits. We're going to go racing 41 laps here at Kentucky, so this is going to be an interesting race for these drivers. But here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. PJ Williams already off to a nice start. Preston Plord did not get going on that start, so that's kind of held up a little bit that higher groove. But we're going to see which line is going to work, high or low. And it looks like, from the looks of it, the low line seems to work for the time being. But PJ Williams leads lap number 1. As we see back here, 3 wide. As we are going to try to go more in depth to see which line prevails, high or low. And at this moment, the lines seem to be evenly matched right now, as we see this battle going on back here for the 10th spot with Chase Oliver and Jesse King, 2 of the top 8 drivers in points. Now that high line seeming to be starting to kick in now, as Jesse King uses the high line to clear the 21 of Chase Oliver. So now the high line is going to be the preferred line. But meanwhile, PJ Williams, who so far this season, he has not scored a top 5 finish, but he's had 8 top 10 finishes this season, which is respectable, but he has just had a struggle of a season. If I'm not mistaken, he comes into this race around in the 30s in the points. So not the season PJ Williams was hoping for compared to last season when he nearly won the championship and was in the chase. But meanwhile, the top 2 of PJ Williams and Eric and Rage have pulled ahead of everybody else on back as they are racing double to 3 wide back here. As back here, it's a battle for the 3rd spot. Preston Plord and Justin Nichols, and whoa, 4 wide back there. Wow, Jesse King tried making it 4 wide, but because he was running a little lower, he had to back out of the throttle. Austin Weiner working underneath Chris Thomas and Cody Lamas. But that high line Cody Lamas is running is going to give him an advantage. Or will it? Let's see. Low line kind of had a run going there. And it's still pretty evenly matched. I'd say the lines are even sometimes. Sometimes the low line's better, sometimes the high line's better. In this case, the low line prevailed in turns 3 and 4. So I guess the high line works in 1 and 2, and the low line works in 3 and 4. That's the way I would see the observation being in terms of what lines to run in certain parts of the racetrack. Depending on how fast your car is, that is. But meanwhile, back up front, PJ Williams continues to hold off Eric and Rage for that lead, as they are within almost 0.4 of a second of each other. But back here, Preston Plord on back are 2 or more seconds behind the top 2 right now. Preston Plord doing a good job of holding off everybody behind him, and now the racing's starting to get more single file, but there's still going to be some double to 3 wide battles going on at times. As we are looking back here, 4 wide, and whoa, Brandon Nichols about got into Charles Sanford. That would have been messy. But let's take a look and see where our drivers from 2nd through 8th in points are currently running. First, let's take a look at Chris Thomas. He is running in the 6th spot at the moment. Trent Dunham, well, he's all the way back in 31st, and right behind him is Chris Singer in 32nd. Next up is Jecko Knight. He's up in 24th. Then the next car we're going to find, Jesse King, and he's back in the 9th spot, and Chase Oliver right behind him in 10th. And then the last car, Jesse Setti, back in the 19th spot. And just to double check, let's see where Zachary Fitzwater is, and he's just up there in the 15th spot. Meanwhile, PJ Williams still holding off Eric and Rage, but Eric and Rage is still keeping a steady pace. Behind the 27, he's still within 0.3 of a second, so Eric and Rage, he's maybe playing with PJ Williams. Maybe he's saving his best stuff for later. But who knows if that is the case or not. Back here, Preston Plord still holds on to 3rd. And Eric and Rage actually gained 0.04 of a second that last lap on the 27. PJ Williams will be returning in Walmart Cup Series next season, except in a new car and a new team. He's going to be racing for a newcomer team of Tweenix Racing that's in its starting stages with a few cars. The 9, or actually no, it's not Tweenix. No, forget what I said. He's actually going to be driving for Furniture Row Phoenix Racing with Seth Cole, James McLeod, and the 78 car. If I can remember, I think the 78's in Season 5. I'm not entirely sure, though. But nonetheless, PJ Williams will be a part of that team in the number 45 car next season. So that's going to be interesting for PJ Williams, because that'll be the first season of his Walmart Cup career that he will not be in this number 27, as this 27 car will not be active in Season 5. But let's take a look and see how the field currently looks. It is P.J. Williams in the lead. Second is Eric and Rage. Third is Preston Plord. Fourth is Justin Nichols. Fifth is Marco Rose. Sixth is Chris Thomas. Seventh, Austin Weiner. Eighth is Cody Lamas. Ninth, Jesse King. 10th is Chase Oliver. 11th is Joshua Balkin. 12th, Kyle Matthews. 13th is Anthony McCrory. 14th, Dorian Facepuncher. 15th is Seth Cole. 16th is Zachary Fitzwater. 17th, Henrietta Fitzwater. 18th is Michael Norman. 19th is Jesse Setti. 20th is David Rivera. 21st is his teammate Kendall Maynor. 22nd is Kyle Singer. 23rd is Checo Knight. 24th, Dylan Young. 25th, Charles Jackson. 26th, Mitchell Riggs. 27th is Trent Dunham. 28th is Biggie Spencer. 29th, James McLeod. 30th is Matt McIntyre currently. 31st right now is Gabe Williams. 32nd is Chris Singer. 33rd, Charles Sanford. 34th, Brandon Nichols. 35th is Brandon Gonzalez. 37th, or actually 36th, is Ian Dutta. 37th, Danny Wells. 38th, Sonny Hammond. 39th, Jessica Sheldon. 40th is Joshua Michaels. 41st is Rue McIntyre. And 42nd currently is Chris Washer. Meanwhile, back up at the front, P.J. Williams still leads by less than 4/10. But it's been that margin arrangement since the beginning of the race, really. Eric and Rage, I'm thinking he's playing with the 27 right now by just not worrying about getting closer to him and just laying low a little bit, but keep within striking distance. But meanwhile, actually, Preston Plord is actually starting to close in a little, just a bit, on Eric and Rage, as he is only 1.1 seconds back last time by to the 42. This time, he's still getting closer. So I would say 1.04 now. And Eric and Rage has actually lost a little ground to P.J. Williams right there. Margins this time, Eric's still losing ground and Preston Plord is gaining ground. Now he's less than a 10th, or actually a second behind the 42. And those two are teammates, the 42 and the 41. But meanwhile, I'd say here in the next 3, 4, 5 laps will be green flag pit stops. Unless if a caution came out here pretty quickly. And now Eric and Rage starting to close in just a bit. Or maybe not. Yeah, actually he is. On the 27, but I think Eric and Rage would have to hopefully hope for a faster pit stop than P.J. Williams in order to maybe get by him, unless he starts pushing it to the limit here before the pit stops were to happen. Meanwhile, as we're looking around, we only see 1, 2, about 3 to 4 double wide situations going on right now. Otherwise, it's pretty much mostly single file and separated big time right now in the field. But now it is 15 to go here at Kentucky, and this race has just gone by fast. Really fast. And that's because we haven't had a caution come out today. But remember, after this race, we have 2 races left in the season, and they are at Homestead and FTF. As I saw, one car is entering pit road. Or no, a few cars are, and those are, as I'm trying to find who it is. Preston Plord, Cody Lamas, and Zachary Fitzwater have all entered pit road first. But now PJ Williams and Eric Enrage slowing down, and wow, Eric Enrage managed to get some time by just getting closer to him, entering the pits. So that's going to help him a little bit. Michael Norman, Jacko Knight, Biggie Spencer, Mitchell Riggs, Gabe Williams, Sonny Hammond are the only ones, I believe, who have not come in pitted yet, but everybody else has either exited pit road or entering their stalls. But we're going to see who out of these two could potentially be the leader here. Let's see how their pit stops look. So far, they're going to go with 4 tires. But let's see who gets done first. PJ gets done first, and he's off and away, but Eric Enrage is going to be right there behind him a little bit. So Enrage, I don't know, he might have lost time because he didn't jump to the throttle quick enough like the 27 did. Oh, and there's damage on Jessica Sheldon's car and Charles Jackson. Looks to me like they might have gotten into a stack-up. Michael Norman, I think, has damage. Same with Gabe Williams, or that could be a glitch. I think it is a glitch on those cars, but I saw hood damage on both the 9 and the 54, so it looks like they got into a stack-up accident coming into pit road. That would be my best assumption. Trent Dunham has gotten that too. Trent Dunham has damage as well, and that's not good for him because he's one of the top 8 in points who needs to potentially get a win in order to get into the championship race at FTF, as I'm trying to look around for any cars that may have rear end damage as a result of a stack-up effect that could have happened. And so far, I'm not really finding anybody at the current moment. I don't know, but my best assumption is the fact that I think the 9, the 54, and the 1 all got into a stack-up accident while trying to get in the pit road. That would be my best assumption. And actually a change up in second place. Instead of Eric Enrage, it's Preston Plord who is now second. But now he's going to get held up by Jessica Sheldon a little bit, so that's going to help PJ pull ahead and Eric Enrage to close in. But let's see how Preston Plord does at maybe trying to catch the 27. As I am continuing to try to find any cars with rear end damage. I only see the rear end damage on Jessica Sheldon, so other than that, I don't know. But if we don't get a caution, we will not take a look at a replay of the accident. But if we get a caution, we will take a look at that and the caution replay. But if it stays green, unfortunately, we will not be able to take a look at video of what happened. But in the meantime, PJ Williams has caught Charles Jackson. So now he's going to get slowed up a little bit by the 54, which is starting to open up a bit of breathing room for Preston Plord. Let's see the margin this time. It was half a second last lap. This time, 4/10, a little over 4/10. But let's take a look, see where the top 8, the second or 8th place drivers in points currently run right now. Let's find Chris Thomas. He's back in 7th last time scored. Chase Oliver, wow, he fell all the way back to 34th. And then there is Trent Dunham right behind him in 35th. Jacko Knight, he's up in the 16th spot. Chris Singer in 32nd. Zachary Fitzwater, the guy who's already in the championship race, he's up in 9th. Jesse King back in 17th. And then the last one is Jessie Setti, and she's all the way back in 35th. So right now the highest running of the 2nd through 8th place drivers in points is Chris Thomas. Right now it is getting to 3 laps to go, and Ian Dutta's now got caught. Maybe it was Dutta who maybe started some of that accident. I'm not entirely sure, but nonetheless, we are getting close to the end of this race. And now PJ's going to get held up a little bit by Dutta. But I don't know if that was enough for Preston Plord to maybe catch up to him closer, or close enough, as he only gained 0.03 of a second that last lap. As we got a lap and a half to go here at Kentucky, and PJ Williams has just dominated this thing. And now, white flag is out for the 27 of PJ Williams to get his first win of the season after so far this season, really this whole season has been struggle after struggle after struggle. But this will be a great way for him to finish off the near end of the season with a high note, coming to the checkered flag to take the UAW Cincinnati-Louisville 400. PJ Williams wins at Kentucky. Domination by the 27. Great job. PJ Williams definitely deserved to get that win after how bad of a season he has had. And also not only with the win, that he gets his first top 5 of the season on top of that. But let's take a look, see how the results came about. PJ Williams gets his, to my understanding, I'll double check here in just a minute. And I apologize for the freeze. I'm just going to real quick take a look at this, as I am going on the all-time win list to find out with PJ Williams. This is going to be his 4th career Walmart Cup Series victory, so great job for PJ Williams. And then teammates out of Earnhardt Ganassi Racing, Preston Plord and Eric and Rage get 2nd and 3rd, so great job for those two guys. Justin Nichols, solid finish in 4th. And Marco Rose gets a solid 5th place finish, so great job for the newcomer. Rest of the top 10, Cody Lamas, solid 6th place finish. Michael Norman gets a great run of 7th again. And then the highest of the current running chasers was Chris Thomas in 8th place, so great job for him. That's going to help him a little bit in points as far as making it potentially into the championship round / race of the chase. Zachary Fitzwater, who's already advanced to it, he finishes 9th, so great job for him. And Austin Weiner, great run of a top 10 and 10th. Rest of the top 20 is Kyle Matthews, Anthony McCrory, Seth Cole, Biggie Spencer, David Rivera, Jecko Knight, Henrietta Fitzwater, Jesse King, Gabe Williams, Mitchell Riggs. Then it's Matt McIntyre, Charles Sanford, Dorian Facepuncher, Kyle Singer, Sonny Hammond, James McLeod, Dylan Young, Brandon Nichols, Danny Wells, and Chris Washer. Rest of the lead lap cars was Rue McIntyre, Chris Singer, Chase Oliver, Jesse Setti, Trent Dunham, Kendall Maynard, Brandon Gonzalez. Oh, actually, we did have a car out of the race. But the next 4 finished lap down: Ian Dutta, Charles Jackson, Jessica Sheldon, and Joshua Balkin. But Joshua Michaels ended up out of the race somehow. Maybe he was the guy who got hit in that pile-up accident. That might have happened. But nonetheless, congratulations to PJ Williams. 2 races left and 1 race left in the contenders round of the chase. So after that, we will find out who all officially is going to be in the championship race / round at FTF. But until then, here are your results. Rookie points, chase points, and regular points heading into Homestead. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.